Yo, what's going on? It's your boy CD Rome back for another episode of Watch Your Narrative podcast. And this pod it's gonna be much of the same. Going back to to excuse the last two episodes, they're more personal episodes, but I also want to make sure I mention that there. Please go find Watch Your Narrative Presents Truth by Rome. That is Watch Your Narrative Presents Truth by Rome. Very, very great content by yours truly that will be dedicated to more things outside of basketball. We're talking life. We talking, you know, great stories, great content, laughable moments, music, just anything that fits your nature. So that is on Spotify already. Watch Your Narrative Presents Truth by Rome. But hey, that's coming soon. That's coming soon. Right now, this is Watch Your Narrative podcast, and of course, I got some good fellas with me today, and we're gonna talk about this season. And earlier on this season, we did have a top 15 list. Some people agreed with our top 15, some didn't. And, the Narrative Nation did send in some top 15s of their own. Some people were right. Some people were wrong. Some of us were right. Some of us are wrong. But we definitely going to talk about it. We're going to definitely get into some dialogue. And we're certainly going to talk about some people who should have been on the list that wasn't on the list. But before we get to that, let's tip off. I'll tell you what, I think it seems like every time I get ready to play that Kiana pops up there at the end. I don't know. I don't listen to her that much, guys. I just want to let that be known. But man, I guess she's must be right behind that song there. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. But hey, welcome back, guys, to Watch Your Narrative podcast. And if you're on YouTube, you're seeing the video, you probably know what I'm talking about. If not, you're in the audio world, you're on Spotify world, and let's make sure I mention that we are on every platform that you can get your podcast, not just YouTube, not just Spotify. You also can find us on Amazon Music, Amazon Podcast, Google Podcasts, iHeartRadio. I mean, you name it. Wherever you listen to your podcast, search for Watch Your Narrative podcast. You'll be able to find us. So thank you guys. Welcome back. It is your boy, CD Rome, in effect. And of course, we have somebody on the road. Please stop looking at the front. But hey, we got B-Mays in the house. Hoop Lover, what's up, brother?
Yo, what's up, y'all? I'm gonna be in and out probably until I can get to my computer again. I'm in transit, so good to be back. Good to be talking hoops again.
Yeah.
Looking forward to it.
Let's talk hoops for sure. What's up? Ace Boogie with the hoodie? No hoodie?
I don't know, man. Hey, Ace Boogie with the beard, man. You know,
Oh,
we've been
hey,
gone. We've
that's
been
right.
gone so long,
Yeah.
man. We all done got beards, man. That's how
Yeah,
long
what?
it's
Oh,
been.
you're right about that, man. The last time
Yeah.
we saw you guys, that wasn't the case, man.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Oh,
So yeah, but happy to be back, man. Glad to be talking some sports, bro.
yeah. And producer Dave was on the camera today. Wait, I don't know what happened there. Producer Dave's on the camera today?
Yeah, I decided to come from the back scenes and get in front of the camera just for a little bit and
Hey,
argue my points.
there
I
we
feel
go.
real strong about certain points, so I need to share my opinion. So I felt like I need to come out of the back out of the back of the kitchen.
Yeah, coming from behind the camera. He in front of the camera now. Yeah. Producer Dave on all of our episodes. He's the guy who pulls up all of our nice videos, nice photos, does a great job of doing so. So we appreciate you for sure. Tip off made by Jay Neville, who could not be here today, but of course, we'll have him on some future episodes. But guys, it's been a while. And it's been a minute. It's been a minute. It's a lot to kind of talk about, but what we're going to focus on right now is the top 15 list. So, as a reminder, let's talk about some of these. Well, we want to talk about individual lists at the moment. First thing we'll do is we will tell you guys what Watch Your Narrative top 15 list was. So the way that worked was earlier on in this particular season 3 of Watch Your Narrative, a group of panelists, about 6 or 7 of us, all turned in what our top 15 list was for NBA players going into this particular season. So we all had different lists. We did kind of break that down. You'll have to go to one of our episodes, of course, to be able to get the exact information of what we kind of talked about. But the following, I'm going to read off what Watch Your Narrative end results were for the list. Number 15 was Anthony Davis. Now I'm just gonna do 15 through 11 to start with. Number 14 was Jaylen Brown. Number 13, Jimmy Butler. 12, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. And number 11, Donovan Mitchell. So what do you think? Throw that away? What would you change? So somebody need to go a little higher? What you think, Ace?
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna say my list was far off, but one thing I think everybody would agree on that I was harping on when we released this list: Anthony Davis shouldn't have never been on this list. You got to drop him all the way off. He's not a top 15 player in today's NBA. Now, I was definitely wrong. I didn't even have Shai on my list.
Oof, yeah,
yeah, and Shai is an MVP candidate, man. So, he definitely needs to be higher. But I didn't see this jump coming into the season. Just didn't see it.
Yeah. So you feel like if anybody should be out of that top 15, Anthony Davis, and then you feel like Shai should be
Anthony Davis and Jimmy Butler.
Okay. What you think, Hoop?
Well, I'm not. Again, I'm not looking at Anthony Davis's stats right now. I'm not sure that I agree he shouldn't be on the list. I would agree that he's definitely not made any leaps to get near the top of that list. That's for sure. But I agree wholeheartedly with Shai. I can't remember. I don't have my list. I lost it. I think I may have even deleted it. I think Shai, if he's not at the top, he's no lower than 3 at this point. I mean, he's a legit MVP. I would say front runner to me at this point. So if you're gonna have him, if you're gonna have anybody in front of him, I would like to see how you put them in front of Shai.
Okay, so let me ask you this, because I think when we all filled our list, I think we all kind of had different things in mind. Are we talking about like top 3 players, like overall, or top 3 season? Like how? Because I still can't put Shai like that high.
The list was going into this season, right?
Yeah.
So it was a projection of what we thought coming into this season.
Yeah.
And it was really just a guess, because obviously the season hasn't started yet. So I think if you're taking it just for 2024, I don't know how you argue that he hasn't been one of at least the top 3 players. If not, I mean, you could argue. I probably wouldn't have number 1, but I would be willing to listen to the arguments for number 1 for him, because he's played that well all
So
season.
you saying he's the best player in the league, or are we talking
No,
about just like
no.
MVP?
So
we're talking about if you would have him. I'm not saying he is the top player. Again, I didn't say that. I didn't have him on my list. I don't think to begin with. I left him off, and that was more of an oversight on my part because it was just so hard to try to squeeze so many guys into that list, and I just really forgot about him. But based on how he's played this season, I don't know how you argue he isn't one of the best, at least the top three. You know, if you put those who would put him number one, I can't necessarily argue against. I probably wouldn't have him number one, but I wouldn't be mad if somebody did. Name three or four players better. This year.
Jokic.
Okay.
That's one. Okay. I still would go Giannis.
No way. Not better than Shea. Not this year.
Yeah. No way. No way.
You hold on. I need you to tell me why not.
So just to make sure,
me,
hold on 1 second. So just to make sure we're all on the same page. So when we did the list was not for who's the best player in the league.
Exactly.
It was for who's going to have the best season this season.
Okay.
Different question.
Right.
Exactly.
And so
that is different.
Giannis is definitely above Shea.
He hasn't played better than Shea.
OKC got a better record than
now. If you're asking me if I'm picking a team, am I picking that team with Giannis or Shea? It's definitely Giannis. 10 out of 10 times.
Okay.
But if you're asking me today who's playing better basketball, and I think part of that is because there's been an adjustment period with adding Dame and going through a coaching change. So I mean, Giannis,
do you know what Shea's stats is?
I lost my audio.
Yeah, he's 30.5 points per game, 5.6 rebounds per game, and 6.3 assists per game.
Okay,
but Giannis ain't that far off from Giannis.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Giannis is actually averaging 30.7 points a game, which is more than Shea. Of course, the rebounds, he's killing the rebounds, 11.6, and he's averaging more assists.
Who has a better record?
If the question is who's having a better season and a more impactful season, it's still Shea. And
who has a better record, JP?
They're just by 3 games.
Still though, that's 3 games.
I mean, I'm with you. 3 games.
The West,
but also Giannis has played 3 less games than Shea. So, I mean,
availability. What they say, availability is the what?
Best ability. I'm with you, but I'm just saying, like maybe in a couple of years, I'm still not putting Shea over Giannis. I'm sorry. It just.
So let me get Neb into the picture here. So Neb, what's up, brother?
Hey, what's going on? Can you hear me?
Yeah, we hear you, man. We hear you. Hey, welcome to the show, brother. I didn't know. I told the people you weren't gonna make it, but hey, here he is in live effect. You know,
technical difficulties. My bad.
Yeah, man. Well, it's all good, brother. Welcome to the show. Better late than never. So, what we were talking about was our top 15 list. I'll go back over the list, Richard, real quick, so you can kind of jump in the conversation. So, watch your narrative. All the panelists came up with this particular list. So, number 15 was Anthony Davis. Number 14 was Jaylen Brown. 13, Jimmy Butler. 12, SGA. Number 11, Donovan Mitchell. The question was, did we get that 15 through 11 right? Who would you take out of the top 15 completely, or who would you push up a little bit closer towards the top?
Definitely Shea. I mean, Shea Gilgeous-Alexander. I felt like he was someone that I knew was going to take a leap, but I didn't think it was going to be this big of a leap. And this soon. So I think he should be definitely higher because he's an MVP candidate, to be honest.
He is.
And I believe I said he was going to be a dark horse for MVP. You may have to go back and watch the episode.
Go find that.
Yeah, go find that. But and then if I got to take a person out of that top 15 or drop, it's probably going to be Jimmy Butler. To to be honest with you. You
So,
know.
what you missing? You're a Laker guy. You're a LeBron guy. So what you missed from JP, he said that he would take Anthony Davis out as well, Jimmy Butler and Anthony Davis out of the top 15. And of course, he did agree with Shea Gilgeous. We all agree. What do you think about Anthony Davis? I feel like he's had a really solid year this year. And he's played a lot more games than usual. So what are your thoughts? You watched him.
Yeah, he definitely belongs to in that top 15. I mean, the numbers are there and he's available, which is surprising. It's very shocking, to me. So
I just don't see it, guys. I don't see it, man.
I don't see how you don't see it. How do you not see it?
I mean, I just feel like
on some nights he's even the best player on the team. So what do you not see?
But on some nights,
Okay.
I mean,
that's like when we talk about top 15, which I'm looking at my list. On my list, I didn't have Anthony Davis to begin with, but there were some people that I did not have on my list that should be on this list, and is like, I mean, which I'm sure I don't even think we even talked about Anthony Edwards. Anthony Edwards should be on the list. I don't think he was even on the top 15 list for watching Narrative.
As I remember, I had Anthony Edwards in my top 15.
Top. But I think the overall list, Anthony Edwards wasn't on that list.
Well, he should have been.
That's
Sabonis
what I'm saying.
should be on there too.
Sabonis, I mean, I mean, Anthony. I'm not. This is not a slight towards Anthony Davis, but man, like, let's be honest, man. Anthony Davis, he was top 15 status when he was with the Pelicans. Man, the Lakers, bro, he's been a disappointment. I'm sorry.
Are you kidding me? LeBron needs to let go of that ball a little bit.
Dude,
he's trying.
On any given night, and I'm as hard on Anthony Davis as anybody, but Anthony Davis on most nights is the best defensive player on the floor. So he still has that impact. The Lakers have not been great this year, but they don't win even half the games they have won this year without Anthony Davis. So there's no way you can tell me he's not top 15. You can't.
No, he is.
I'm sorry.
Through 67 games, he's averaging 24.6 points per game, 12.5 rebounds, and 3.6 assists. That is not no slouch.
And 2.5 blocks too. Yeah.
I'm not calling him a slouch. I'm just saying he's not top 15.
He is top 15.
It's okay. It's okay.
You're not gonna be able to.
That's ridiculous. No.
Better player.
Oh my.
Well, I will say this.
He's not. I don't even think he's a top 5 big.
Okay.
So what? Okay.
All right.
Well, we'll let that be your little.
I can give you 5.
Give me 5. Hey, hold on. I gotta hear.
We'll let that be your little.
I can give you 5.
Give me 5.
Let me give you 5. Right, that I think is better than Anthony Davis. Of course, Giannis.
Okay.
Jokic.
Big.
Giannis is big.
But I guess the question is Anthony.
He's the same big that Anthony Davis is. I mean, he's a 4.
Yeah,
Anthony Davis is a 4.
That's
he plays the 5 though.
Yeah, and Giannis plays the 5 sometimes. That's what I'm saying. Giannis is a big.
Okay.
Giannis is not. Yeah, he's not a guard.
The league is so different. The league is so different now. But go ahead. Go ahead.
Giannis, Jokic, of course, right? Y'all would agree there.
Oh yeah.
Embiid.
Okay, all right. Embiid, y'all will agree there.
Of course.
Right?
Anthony Davis.
Sabonis.
We're all there. We're with you.
Sabonis, right?
Oh, get real. Okay, next.
So whoa. So you don't put Sabonis over there?
It's the other side.
I don't put Sabonis.
When he goes up, it's a known fact that when he goes up against those upper echelon guys, he folds.
Yeah, he just
against inferior competition, he balls out. But when he goes up against a Jokic or Embiid, or
Sabonis is good though.
I know, but we can say the same thing for Anthony Davis.
The defense.
Anthony Davis hasn't beat Joel Embiid or Jokic in like 5 years.
In your defense, Anthony Davis has not beaten Sabonis in his career that I'm aware of.
No, he's not.
So
right.
That's a team.
But hold on.
That doesn't mean he's a better player. Sorry.
He is.
No, he's not.
Okay,
we'll let that be your little secret.
Okay, and then guess what? Here's number 5 that gets Anthony Davis out of there.
Okay.
Karl Anthony Towns. Let's talk about it.
No, we're not doing that. We're not doing that.
No. Number 1 in the West.
No. Ain't no way he better. No,
Hey,
Cat
what?
is not better than AD.
You're entitled
No,
to your opinion.
no,
I
no.
respect
I
that you
said
have
what
an
I said,
opinion.
man.
No, bro.
Hey,
no.
hey, check
Exactly.
Hey,
I mean,
I need some
no.
supporters, man. I need some supporters.
then why are you?
Y'all,
Why are you?
y'all know,
Why do you need
y'all-
y'all
support?
know I'm telling the truth.
No.
Y'all know I'm telling the
You
truth.
don't need
Y'all
He
support.
stays
holding
hurt
on.
just
If
like
you
AD.
listen, if
Right,
you
but he's
believe,
better. Number
No,
one in the
he's
West.
not though.
Number
He's
one in the
not.
West. Number one in the
if
West.
you
You
believe,
don't get no love
if
for
you
that.
believe what you say, if you
'Cause of
believe what you say,
'cause of
you don't
AE.
need supporters. Jay,
Towns is hurt. He's not even playing.
if you believe what you say, you don't need supporters.
Oh, I don't need them, but I just
So
need,
you don't need supporters
hey,
if you
hey,
believe what you're
hey,
actually
hey,
saying.
Hey, no.
The truth is your
Everybody,
support.
no, man. Y'all know
Now,
I'm
if
telling the
whatever you need to tell yourself to help you sleep at night,
Yeah.
that's your business.
Yeah,
However,
And Carl
y'all,
Anthony
okay.
Towns has missed the last 10 games. So how is he? I mean,
I-
how is he better than
I
AD?
like all those
I
guys.
still,
Don't
hey,
get me wrong.
I'm just
Like-
saying, Carl Anthony Towns.
I like-
What he's
I
done, he has
actually-
made leaps this year.
Yes, I agree.
He
The
has.
team,
He absolutely
this,
has.
this is not even
What do you
Carl Anthony
mean?
Towns' best statistical season.
Statistical season.
Yeah, but I will.
But he's
say
not better than Anthony Davis.
He's
also
been winning. He's winning this year, but a lot of that is
Because of Anthony Edwards.
Anthony Edwards, and they got
Because he's
got a pretty good
he's
team.
in the
they got
proper
a really good team, bro.
he's in the
They got a really
proper
good team.
order in the right.
But
Sabonis-
But he's been slotted into the proper structure
if we're
Position,
looking
yeah,
at
because
stats,
he's not the guy.
Don't get it.
so hold on
Don't
one
get it
second.
twisted.
Hold on,
Don't
and
get
I'm
it
gonna come,
twisted though.
hold on 1 second, Dave. I'm gonna come right to you. I just want to bring up the stats here. So Carl Anthony Towns, I think we already mentioned Anthony Davis stats. This is Carl Anthony Towns stats: 22 points per game this season, less than Anthony Davis. 8.4 rebounds per game. We know that's less than Anthony Davis.
Mhm.
What is it? 3. I just saw it. The only thing that Carl Anthony Towns is doing better this season, he averaging 0.7 blocks, which Anthony Davis is 2.5. The only thing that Carl Anthony Towns is doing in a way larger clip, of course, is shooting the ball. He's a better 3-ball shooter, shooting 55%. Shooting 42% compared to Anthony Davis, 28%.
Let me ask you this though.
Yes, sir.
We have to understand though that they slot Carl Anthony Towns strictly at the 4. And they got Rudy Gobert, so a lot of times, Carl Anthony Towns is playing on perimeter, whereas Anthony Davis has really been hovering around the paint.
Yeah.
So that plays a part into it too.
Yeah.
So let's be also very clear too. It ain't like the Lakers roster is amazing.
So
It's not.
Going back to
exactly.
the top 15, well, go ahead, Dave. Go ahead, Dave. If you had something to say earlier, go ahead.
Yeah, I'm with you, JP, on Sabonis, bro. Sabonis is a good player. I mean, he's averaging through 70 games, 20 points per game, 13.7 rebounds, 8.3 assists. I mean, he is balling.
Baby
but
Jokic.
He is not at still. I still take Anthony Davis over Sabonis.
What has Anthony Davis done?
He's a champion. He's a champion.
Hold on.
And from a defensive standpoint too, Sabonis gets killed on the defense.
It's the defensive end for me.
It's the defensive end.
The 2.5 blocks is
it?
Now, I didn't know Sabonis averaged that many assists. That's actually pretty good.
Well, usually,
that's awesome. He's a poor man's Jokic. He's doing great.
He is. He is.
Bangoon.
And then honestly, I was looking at it too. I mean, can we throw Kevin Durant's name in the mix because he's slotted as a power forward?
No,
he's more of a small forward to me.
No.
Okay, I mean, I'm just saying that's
how
he is. That's how he is.
Two of the guys he mentioned that was better than AD is not even slotted at the center spot. So what are we even talking
Anthony
about?
Anthony Davis is not a center.
Okay, we can move on.
Anthony Davis is not a center.
So let's go forward. Let's go forward to.
No, hold on. Before we move, I just want to call it because I've been the one standing behind Shai Gilgeous on my fantasy league team. He was my number one pick. So I've been calling it. Shai is big time, and he's showing it.
But was that you first, or was that Neb first though?
It was definitely me first.
Okay.
Sure.
What? No.
Yeah,
Neb
me first.
Neb was saying that Shai's gonna be good. I was saying no, Shai is good now. That's the difference.
Well, I
said it was my dark horse for MVP.
Yeah, I missed it completely. I didn't see it. I didn't think OKC was gonna be that great, and
Yeah.
I was wrong. I said
And
quick, fast, and hurry. I was wrong.
and I definitely did have Shea on my list. He was toward the back half. But I definitely would season wise now. Just think about his season, what he's done this season. He deserves to be in the top 5.
He's fine. He's got a team around him too, though.
And it's the team's success too. And the team is not, but the great thing about him is that if we look at this team and we line it up against the rest of the rosters, like it's a good team, but it ain't even really like they're missing a bunch of pieces to take them to the next level. So,
but would you agree with me that it's easy? It's easy to put up 30 points on a bum team because you get all the shots. But when you have other players on a team that are good and you're still averaging 30, bro,
and
that's
you're winning, and you're winning, and you're winning,
and you're winning. That's something.
Yeah. So let's go to 10 through 6, guys. Number 10, Devin Booker. Number 9, LeBron James. 8, Dame Lillard. 7, KD. And 6, Luka. Who goes up or maybe even out? And then who would you push up a little bit closer towards 1? I'm gonna start with you, Dave.
What's that listed in? I'm sorry, say it.
Number 10, Devin Booker. Number 9, LeBron James. Number 8, Dame. 7, KD, Kevin Durant. Number 6, Luka Doncic.
LeBron James? No. Out of all of those players, man, it's got to be Luka. Luka's got to be up there around 1, 2, or 3, bro. I mean, he's got the Dallas Mavericks. Well, he's the Kyrie is playing really well too, but I would have to say Luka, bro, because Kevin Durant, I don't know, man. They don't convince me that they're gonna make any noise in the playoffs.
And the Mavericks do.
They got. I really do. I think they got a better chance than the Phoenix Suns, bro. With all that talent they got, I don't know. I think if I was gonna pick somebody to move up, it would have to be Luka for me. As far as moving down, it would have to be Devin Booker. I would have to slide him down, bro. He's got to go down a couple of notches.
Off list. What you think? Ace, go ahead.
Yeah, I'm not. Yeah, Luka to me because he's such a bad liability on defense. I can't. I think he's kind of right where he needs to be. I definitely agree with producer Dave. Like, Booker needs to go down. I've been disappointed in the Suns, but when looking at the standings in the West, I mean, the West is so competitive. Like, they're really not that far off from like being a top, 4 or 5 seed in the West. So, they win a couple of games, they might shoot up to number 4. But yeah, Devin Booker just he's never really done it for me, honestly. But yeah, I had to move him down.
What you think, Nip?
I agree with that. I can agree with that statement about Devin Booker, and it's really not too much fault on his own. I mean, when you bring a guy like Bradley Beal in, it is your shots are gonna go down, your shot
and
attempt.
No point guard
whatsoever. So I mean, no real fault to him, but he's got to go down. As far as players going up, it's got to be LeBron James, man. He's averaging the same amount, pretty much right on par where he's at. People always
Balco
take it down,
right.
That list. But hey, number 9 spots. I tell you another player that needs to move down though, and that's I know a lot of guys love this guy, but I'm sorry, I gotta say it. He regressed. I gotta say it. Damian Lillard, he got to move down.
He regressed. He
regressed, man.
He regressed, or he's actually playing what he's playing with another dominant player.
Yeah,
Dame. Okay,
I don't like what I'm seeing from Dame. I don't like what I'm seeing from Dame.
You don't like?
I don't like what I'm seeing from Dame on a consistency basis. When he was out there in Portland, he was a little more consistent.
Well, when you got the ball in your hands all the time,
Dude, last game he only had 11 points. He shot 4 for 12. I'm just saying if you compare his numbers to last season, right? So last season he went crazy. He had 32, 4, and 7. Right. This season he's averaging 24, 4, and 7, which is really good numbers. But when you look at the usage rate,
look at the
You
usage
know what I'm
rate.
saying?
You have to look at the usage rate.
But
His
he's the
usage
point
rate
guard.
went down like I think almost 20%.
Still,
So
man.
like so
You
that's
gotta find a way.
but I know I understand what you're saying with the 11 points, but I'm almost certain if you look at LeBron James, he probably got some down games too. But when you look at what he's out of the last how many, I don't know how many games. I'm just gonna name it off. 41, 20, 28, 35. Now he got a 10-point game. He's got a 17-point game, but then 31, 32, 30. He's also averaging double-digit assists in the last like 15 games too. Not to mention, he has been as advertised in the clutch. So, I mean, I don't know what people expected to happen. Like Dame was not going to come in to the Milwaukee Bucks and average 30 points. It was not going to happen.
But I mean, right away, I can fire off better stats from other younger point guards that are doing more, right, to help their team win. You know, you look at
Jalen Brunson.
Yeah, Jalen Brunson is hooping. Like who you?
Yeah, but
I mean,
Jalen Brunson
he's
is also you have to look at the usage rates with these point guards. Damian's usage rate is not as high as it was when it was in Portland, so the numbers are going to go down. Jalen Brunson is the offense in New York. He is the offense.
Well,
And he
Tyrese
needs to be on that
Halliburton.
list. Jalen Brunson needs to be on the top 15 list.
well, then you got to take
Tyrese
someone out.
Halliburton too.
So
I like Tyrese Halliburton, but he can't defend nobody either.
And he's fallen off as of late.
Yeah,
Halliburton hasn't really had a good few weeks.
but I think he's coming back from injury too, though.
yeah,
If I
yeah.
remember
Probably.
correctly.
But I mean, you have to take all that into consideration, though, right?
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, but look
you're
at the
right.
Knicks. How many players they got injured, bro? And
Now,
he's still.
I will say this
Oh.
to Dave's credit, I was wrong about Jalen Brunson. I don't know if I'm pretty sure I didn't have him
Nope.
on my list at
I
all.
didn't have him either.
I don't think anybody did. If I
But just only because, it's the Knicks and Thibodeau seems to ruin every decent
Point guard.
offensive player he ever gets his hands
Yeah,
on.
Derrick
'cause he runs
Rose,
into the
Derrick
ground.
Rose.
He runs them into the ground, bro.
Yeah.
So, it's like, but he's far exceeded, because I was questioning why did they really spend $100 million on Jalen Brunson, but he's been worth every penny.
Yeah,
Mhm.
boy.
As far
it's a lot
as-
of numbers.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah. So what would you say about the list? 10, Devin Booker, LeBron, Dame, KD, Luka. Would you move somebody up? Do you think it's where it needs to be, or what would you do?
I mean, I probably had to drop Dame down a little, but not because of his play necessarily. It's just that's about what I expected. Going to a team like that where he's got Giannis, you're not going to see the same. He's not going to have the same impact necessarily that he would in Portland, where he's got the ball in his hands 90% of the time.
Mhm.
But I probably move Devin Booker out also the same reason that Ned was saying, because it's just been an adjustment. They have, number one, they can't stay healthy. So you can't really get all three of the guys on the floor. This is the longest stretch I think they've played where everybody's been healthy since they all got together. So I would probably say Devin Booker, maybe move him out of that top 10. But he's still been pretty good. It's just that it's going to take that takes time to gel when you got those three guys that need the ball so much. And so his production has probably suffered a little bit as well. But through no fault of their own. It's just kind of the situation,
So before we get to the top five, because let's talk about some people that were not on the list that probably would definitely get thrown into this mix now. Number one, Anthony Edwards. Like, let's start there. This young, this guy. I mean, this
He's
guy.
a beast, dog.
He's amazing. So I want to start with something first. Who does this guy remind you of? Like play style, demeanor, like what, because we all were talking about this one day and everybody wants to compare him to different people that came before him. Who does Anthony Edwards remind you of? I'm gonna start with Ned. Like, who does he remind you of?
Man, that's tough because he's super athletic too.
Ooh, I got it.
Man, it's hard to say, man, because I mean, sometimes he plays like I don't know, man, because he has the athleticism of a D Rose, but he can shoot too. You know,
Yeah.
so it's
Really.
just it can't really call it. But
He's the first
the
Anthony
man
Edwards.
is super. Yeah, he's different.
Yeah,
He different.
but yeah, you
Yeah,
said you
definitely
had
different.
somebody.
Oh yeah.
What you got?
Oh yeah. Now of course, you know, everybody talks about he looks like Michael Jordan, but let me tell you what he is. He is this generation's Tracy McGrady. I am telling you, bro, the athleticism, bro,
Yeah.
the shooting ability, just like the creativity, bro. That
Yeah.
dude is a absolute bucket, and he's so confident. Like we forget, like this is only year 3 for him, right?
Man,
Like it's
22.
crazy to think how great. As
Is he
long as he
22?
does
Is he
not
20?
get injured,
Is
man,
he
that dude is
22?
gonna. Yeah, yeah. I mean, he
He ain't
yeah,
even turned
one of-
23 yet, right?
yeah, man, that dude, yeah. As long as he does not get the injury bug, man, he's what Tracy McGrady. He has
Yeah.
potential to be what Tracy McGrady was and possibly better.
Yeah, that's a great comparison, actually.
and
Yeah, I'm
Shorter
agree
version
with
of T
that.
Mac. Yeah.
I like that.
Mhm.
Hey, I'll go next, man. I don't know. You guys, I'm a little older than. I don't know if I'm older than Hoop Lover, but I'm a little older than most of you guys. So I don't know if you guys remember Mitch Richmond when he played with the Kings. He reminds me a lot of
Somebody
Mitch
was
Richmond.
just talking about that too. We was just talking to somebody about him.
Yeah, man. He could shoot. I mean, Mitch when he was playing with not the Kings, with the Golden State Warriors, back when the run TMC, bro, with Tim Hardaway and
Mullen.
old dude from St. John. I can't think.
Chris
Chris
Mullin.
Mullins, bro. Mitch Richmond was it, man. And another one is early when he was with the Bucks. Ray Allen. He reminds me of Ray Allen, bro. So those are the two guys I would say. Anthony Edwards remind me of.
mhm.
I like the. I don't see the Jordan comparisons.
No.
Only that he's dark complected. I mean, that's about the only. I don't see not in a bad way. I just don't. They don't play. They're athletic. I actually think he's probably more athletic than Michael Jordan at his same age, especially. As athletic as Jordan was, this dude is. He actually looked like he played tight end and basketball at the same time. I would compare him in a way. I didn't even think about Tracy McGrady earlier, but I was also thinking Vince Carter. With a little more, he's a little more raw. As great as Vince was, I like the athleticism, but I also like from the defensive standpoint, he also takes on the challenge. So
He does.
in that, I would put him as a combination, just to make it short, a combination of Vince Carter and maybe Westbrook from an athleticism standpoint. You know, if you could combine those two guys, he will remind me of something like that, just a raw. And Derrick Rose, like I think Neb said, Derrick Rose earlier too. It's like those are good comparisons because they're just explosive.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
you know, bro, he's so to me, he even at this point in his career, he's more controlled than Vince Carter was.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I mean, it's he's so calculated with his
Better
athleticism,
handles.
bro. It's
Absolutely.
crazy.
That's
Yeah.
why
Absolutely.
like literally JP made the same comparison that I made was a Tracy McGrady. Like if you look at his literally even his fit, what he wears, you know, he got the little armband on, like he just kind of, I mean, he just literally should have been in the early 2000s, mid 2000s play. You look at his stats and the way his shooting percentage is. I think that, you know, of course, Tracy McGrady was a 3-level scorer, had ball handling. I think the only thing Anthony Edwards, and this is probably going to come with time because right now he's only 22, is going to be, you know, adding to the post game. I have heard people say Michael Jordan. I don't see it.
How tall is Anthony Edwards though? And he's like 6'5",
He's
6'6".
6'4", I believe.
5'6".
Yeah, but see, Tracy McGrady had a benefit because Tracy McGrady was 6'8".
6'8".
Yeah. So you know, Tracy McGrady could do a little bit more in the post wise. But man, he got it though.
I honestly don't think, you know, and maybe it's just
he's 6'4".
recency. Maybe it's just recency bias, but I don't think Anthony Davis. I don't think T-Mac was a better defender than Anthony Edwards is at this stage of his career. He's really stepped it up this year in particular.
He takes the challenge.
Yeah, so I don't, and maybe I have to go back and look T-Mac because you just think of, explosive ability to score the basketball. It's probably as good as any we've ever seen, especially at his size. But I think defensively is kind of what sets him apart, especially from a lot of the guys now.
What about Dwayne Wade?
A little bit, but
Dwayne Wade, don't you think?
Dwayne Wade was a little out of control too early in his career.
Dwayne was, I think the person who reminds me of Dwayne is Donovan Mitchell, more so like Donovan Mitchell's play style. Like Dwayne Wade had such a low center of gravity the way he played. Like he leaned in over the rock so much, and then he could just go to the rim. But he was quick. He could navigate left to right. I think he's a little bit more shifty than what Anthony Edwards is. Anthony Edwards is not necessarily as shifty, but
it's a smooth game, like T-Mac.
Right.
T-Mac game is smooth.
It's just smooth. It's just every time I watch, I'm just
and he don't look rushed. That's what is. That's the thing about it. Like he don't. You don't see him flying up and down the court like Anthony. Like Russell Westbrook, Derrick Rose. Like his burst.
Typically,
it's like I said, it's just so calculated, bro. Like he knows when to be athletic and when to be skilled. It's just. And for him to be only 22 is crazy.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Typically, you don't learn that until 6, 7, 8, 9 years in the league that I'm gonna play at my pace.
Hey, but you know who was like that? And I like I said, I don't want to put nothing on Anthony, but you know who else was like that? That was well on their way to being like that, and then injuries took them on out of there. Daggum Brandon Roy.
Brandon
Roy was like that too, man.
Yeah.
Boy, he was so mature with the basketball, man.
He was smooth.
Penny Hardaway too, another one that was a man.
Yeah.
What could have been, bro? Penny Hardaway, bro. What could have been?
Yeah, the list goes on. So we talked about Anthony Edwards, who was not on a lot of people's list. I think one person had him on the list, and I don't know if it was Mays. Yeah, I think it was maybe Mays that had him in like number 13 or so. Everybody else kind of like, we knew he was coming, but he came a lot quicker than what I think a lot of us. Same thing with, Shai Gilgeous. I think a lot, Shai Gilgeous made the list because some of us did have him at the back end, but we didn't expect him to. And the Thunder and the Timberwolves are right. I mean, they're at the top of the West. That also helps. If they weren't winning, we wouldn't necessarily be worried about putting them in the list. But the fact that he's playing great and they're winning, those guys.
Hey, Ron, can I give you a hot take?
Yes, sir.
Neb ain't gonna like this one, but I don't know, man. I think that he's being pushed a lot by the NBA. He's being pushed a lot by the NBA because we don't have Ja Morant, with the whole gun, dealing with the gun stuff and all that. So they can't push him. And then
they can't really. Are you saying the NBA is pushing Anthony Edwards?
I think so. I believe that NBA is pushing him.
Hey, I'm gonna tell you why I don't think so. Anthony Edwards is too reckless in the mouth. Like he's not media trained. He's had a few things come out in social media.
Yeah, he's giving
the NBA does not want to be associated with.
He's giving them every reason. He's giving them every reason not to push with the things
they have to because he's so great.
Yeah, he said some things, bro.
That's what I was gonna say.
I disagree with
that you can't. The thing about it is fans aren't stupid, and fans are gonna gravitate to great players. So you can push it, but it's not going to hold water if they're not really doing their part on the court.
Right.
There's no way you can say you can push it all you want, but the fans aren't going to buy it if the guy isn't great. And I just think he's delivered.
So who's a better player? If we forget about what Ja Morant, forget about all the gun stuff and all that, and they both at their prime, who you take?
Anthony Edwards.
I don't
right
think
now at this stage, right now at this stage of his career.
I think
it's Anthony Edwards. It's crazy.
Bro, I've been on record. Ja Morant does not impress me, bro. At all.
He's a better scorer.
He's just athletic, bro. That's it. He I'm sorry. I'm not even gonna get on that tangent.
The crazy thing is that Anthony Edwards is just as athletic though, but he's
just as athletic and more skilled.
So I would definitely take Anthony Edwards. Is a guy,
and younger.
You want to talk about under 25 outside of the Jason Tatum stuff like that,
bro?
Lucas.
Did y'all forget? Did y'all forget when they went in the playoffs when the Minnesota Timberwolves played the Memphis Grizzlies in the playoffs? What team came on top?
Yeah, don't get me wrong. The Memphis Grizzlies is a better team.
Yeah,
No,
yeah.
that
no,
was a
no,
better
no,
team.
no. Memphis Grizzlies do not have a better team than the Timberwolves.
Yes, they
Like right now?
Or-
not
Right
now
now?
they don't, but in those playoffs they did.
Yeah.
No, they were
Clearly.
pretty much even, bro. No,
I mean,
no.
Memphis was at the top of the
No.
league. Like Memphis,
But they didn't have a
like,
better team than
Minnesota was
than
not at the top of the league.
Timberwolves.
It's not a,
Black-
but it's
Wasn't
not a
that
huge
Anthony
gap
Edwards' rookie season?
between.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that was not his rookie season.
Yeah,
Yes,
it
it
was.
was.
Yeah.
That
yeah,
wasn't
had to be.
last year.
Had to be.
It was definitely early. It wasn't last year, no, but
No, that was 2 years ago.
still though.
Yeah. That's Anthony Edwards' rookie
His
season.
rookie year.
No. Anthony Edwards is it's been in the league 5 years. Like
So
so,
he has ain't no way. He's
Yes.
22.
this is his 5th year.
He's 22. There's no way he's been in the league
He's-
for 5 years.
So season, or maybe year 4, maybe year 4.
Yeah,
Hold on.
he's 22. Yeah.
22. The earliest he could have
This is
came
year
into the
3.
NBA
This
was
is year
like,
3 for him.
yeah.
This is his
three.
third
He
year.
He
This
can,
is
only,
his
he
third
can
year.
only, yeah. You're not even eligible for the draft until you're 19.
Mhm. Yeah, he was
So-
one and done
So,
at Georgia.
So hold on, here we go. So he has played. His first season was in 2021. He played 72 games.
2020, 2021.
2020. This is his 4th season. So 2020 year 2021,
Yeah.
21, 22, 22,
Oh, yeah.
23, and now we're in 23, 24. So this is year 4
So
for him.
4 for him.
Um,
Yeah, 4.
Yeah, so but every year he's grown every year. Points, shooting percentage. I mean, literally every season, every stat has went
But
up.
even taking your argument, Dave, you're the best player until you're not, right? So I mean, even if that was the case, that they were better in that series, that Ja was better in that
Both.
series,
Yeah.
you're
They
asking
both, they,
who's the
both
better
players
player
came in.
now? It's
Both-
Anthony Edwards, and it's not close.
Yeah, I don't
Bro.
think it's close either. I
both
think
players, both
No,
players
I think
came in the
it's
same
closer
year.
than what you think.
I
Both
can't
years,
hear you,
both
Dave.
players came in the same year. They both came in and they were both drafted in the same draft class. John Morant and
No.
Anthony Edwards.
No. John Morant
Here's
was
the
with
year
Zion
after.
Williams.
Yeah.
Oh no, John Morant was a year after. John Morant was a year after. So John Morant's actually young. Been in the league.
No. Other way around.
Yeah, it's the other way around. Yeah.
No.
Anthony Edwards came in
Anthony Edwards was you're right.
during COVID. Anthony Edwards came in during COVID.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't know, man. I don't know. A year
To me-
ago, you would
I hear what you're
a
saying.
year ago, you
Yeah,
would have said John Morant is better than Anthony Edwards.
I wouldn't have.
I
To me, John Morant has not. His game has not changed from when he came into the league.
Yeah, but I do agree. Like, Anthony Edwards has just continuously grown, and maybe last year, at the end of last year, forget the gun charges. Maybe I think we still would have probably said outside of maybe JP, who's really been staying on the same narrative, but like outside of that, I probably would have said John Morant over Anthony Edwards. But I would have said Anthony Edwards' ceiling. I always been high on Anthony. I always thought his ceiling was a lot higher than a lot of these players. So at this moment, we're seeing he still hasn't gotten to that. I mean, he's averaging like 26 points. There will be a point in time where Anthony Edwards probably averaging 28 to 30.
Yeah,
And
well,
it's
yeah.
like
You got to
easily
think. Most NBA basketball players' prime is like when they hit 26, 27 years old.
Yeah. So I mean,
So what he's doing now is crazy.
it's crazy. So let's move forward though. Like let's get to the top 5. Top 5 was number 5, Joel Embiid, number 4, Jason Tatum, number 3, Steph Curry, 2, Giannis, number 1, of course, Jokic. Who moves out? Who stays? This is top 5 now. Y'all, a lot of y'all have pushed people. A lot of y'all have said this person goes up. I've heard SGA. I heard Anthony Edwards. So then the question goes, outside of Joel Embiid, because Joel Embiid is hurt. Who do you ship out? Who do you ship out? Who do you take out of that? I'm gonna start with Hoop Lover.
Say the list again.
I don't.
Bro.
Number 5, Joel Embiid. Number 4, Jason Tatum. Number 3, Steph Curry. 2, Giannis. 1, Jokic.
This year, I guess I would flip flop. I don't know that I would move anybody out of the top 5. I would probably rearrange the order. I think you have to bump Curry down to maybe 5. You probably could bump. I think Jokic is probably at the top. And this is not taking. I guess depends too if we're taking the injury into consideration with Embiid. Up until the point he got hurt.
Oh, he was hooping.
I mean, he was probably number 1 or 2.
Yeah,
I mean,
for sure.
So I would say probably Curry would be 5, even though they've all been great this year. Like I would just probably say Tatum has played above what I thought, bringing in Porzingis and kind of switching up the.
Porzingis been hurt. So.
Huh?
I said Porzingis been hurt.
And
off
yeah.
too,
So I mean,
kinda-
I would say Jason Tatum. You could probably move him up to probably 3, 2. But I would probably move Curry down to 5. I don't know that I can move anybody out of that top 5. Just me.
Can I say this?
Oh my goodness. Here we go.
Well, I mean, I'm just gonna say, man. You know, hey, man. You know, I'm gonna call spade a spade. Now, Hoop Lover just said that Shea Gilgeous-Alexander number 2, number 2, number 3. So somebody got to get out.
We're still basing it on the list that was. We're not switching up the list necessarily.
No, but you said that Shea Gilgeous-Alexander was number 2, number 3. So that means somebody got to go. So who
Okay,
leaving? Who getting
that's
out of there?
fine. Okay,
Who getting out of there? I already know.
you would have to move Embiid out.
I wouldn't have moved Embiid. I mean, for injury, yes.
You would
For
have
injury,
to either
yes,
move.
I understand that.
You would have to either move Embiid or Steph, one of the two.
Okay.
Go ahead, Ace.
Yeah.
I know what you're about to say. Go ahead.
Yeah. I mean, well, you know what? And my list, how the season is played off, my list, whew, Lord. But I'm gonna tell you, I'm humble. I'm humble enough to admit when I'm wrong, and I'm gonna tell you, I would actually change my list, and it pains me to say this because I really love this player. I really do. I think Steph Curry is out of the top 5. I don't know if it's. I mean, probably because the team is old. Steph Curry's still been doing his thing, got a lot on his shoulders, but he has not. I thought that Steph Curry was going to explode this year, and it really hasn't played out how I thought it was. But I would actually move out Steph Curry. I would keep Embiid in there, but since Embiid is hurt, and he's been hurt, he's been out for an extended period of time. Embiid probably gets out of there, but I think Anthony Edwards has to go up there in that top 5 for me. I mean, number 1 in the West, like he's the lead dog. I mean, I think if based on the stipulation that we established at the beginning of this podcast. So based on that, I think Anthony Edwards goes to top 5. And then
I didn't think of that one.
Yeah, and then Shea Gilgeous, I think, has to be in the top 5 too.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna go next. So I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna put Shea 1. I'm gonna put Giannis 2. Shea Gilgeous 1, Giannis 2. I'm gonna put Jokic 3. And I'm gonna put Jason Tatum 4 and Jaylen Brown 5. That's my top 5.
Jaylen Brown. Who?
I mean Jalen Brunson. My bad. Jalen Brunson.
Jaylen
Brunson.
He's the most paid.
That's a homer.
He's the highest paid.
That's a homer pick, man. Hey,
No.
hey,
Jalen Brunson's hooping, bro. He's my fifth best player in the league. Going with that.
He
Hey,
let that orange
I'm
and
down
blue
that
bleed.
hill.
I was waiting for it to show his face, boy. That
I'm down on that hill.
So listen, I should then based on because I kind of forgot what we were doing here. So based on what I said earlier, I would move Shea into the top 5, and then also Anthony Edwards into the top 5. So I would have probably Jokic, Anthony Edwards, Shea.
Oh man, Giannis. I mean, what?
Giannis was 2.
Who are the other 2? Steph and Embiid. You could. I mean, I'm not mad if you move Steph and Embiid out. I mean, and then put
you put
else.
Anthony Edwards in them over Giannis.
I probably say Jason Tatum 4, right under Shea. They're interchangeable, and then
man, but Jason Tatum. I mean, the Celtics are what ain't the Celtics number 1 in the NBA?
We're talking about
right
the
now?
Player. We're not talking about the team.
Right, but I'm saying, I mean, Jason Tatum.
That's an added bonus that they're
Jason
winning.
Tatum's probably going to win the MVP if Jokic is not there.
Maybe. It's arguable. It's not. I don't think it's clear cut.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be bad at it, but I don't know that it's a clear cut. But yeah, I'll let you go now because I double back. So let me get out the way.
That's all right. As far as my top 5, man, is Jokic, Giannis is there, Tatum, Shea's in there, but I'm putting Luka in there too, man. 34, 10, and 10, bro. 34, 10, and 10. What are we talking about here? 34, 10 to 10. I'm tired.
Yeah,
I'm
I
tired of
forgot
the
about
Luka
Luka.
disrespect,
man,
man.
the disrespect.
I forgot about
He's
Luka.
34,
horrible
10
on
to 10,
defense.
man.
He is
It doesn't matter.
horrible.
I
It
forgot
doesn't matter.
about
He's still
Luka.
top 5.
Real,
34,
man.
10 to 10.
You know why you
I'm
forgot about
sorry.
Luka? Because he's
man.
not top
Hey,
5. That's
he
why.
is. He's top 5, man. What we doing, man?
I don't know,
The
man.
disrespect is real.
We're
I don't
talking
know.
Hey, he's
about his
top 5, bro.
season. We're
He's top
talking
5.
about his season, bro.
I don't know how you argue that, man. He couldn't play defense
No,
last year, JP.
hold on.
We know he can't play
No,
These are
defense. That's
historic
not
numbers.
no.
These are historic numbers, bro.
Historic. What are we doing?
Historic numbers.
Okay,
you would have had
Hold on.
Westbrook. You would have had Westbrook in the Hall of Fame already, wouldn't you?
He in there.
Yeah,
Hey,
no,
he in there.
no,
Right
what
now.
I'm
What
saying
we
is
talking about?
First
like
ballot.
when Westbrook was averaging
He's
a
first
triple
ballot.
double for 3 seasons in a row, y'all still didn't have him in any type of top 20, top 25, or top 10 list or
Who?
whatever.
Who?
Didn't.
Who? I don't know about that now.
Who had?
I wasn't doing podcasting by the time he was doing.
Yeah, at the
Right,
time.
yeah.
But if I was, I
Man,
just
He'd
hold
be in
on.
that list
No,
for sure.
no.
I was Russ over James
Go
Harden.
to
Hey.
That's It Entertainment on YouTube, and you can see. We were talking about Russell Westbrook when he was averaging the triple doubles.
I forgot
You
about
can
that.
see it.
But my
Yeah,
point is, you can't.
Throwback.
I wasn't feeling Russ in terms of. I also wasn't discounting what he did though. We were talking about top 5 point guards of all time. I think was the discussion, and he was not the top 5 in my top 5 point guards. That's another discussion. But Luka, I forgot about Luka. I forgot about Shea on the original list.
He is
Like I
James
can't.
Harden.
My brain can't. It's like
It's too many.
yeah, it's too many people, man.
Listen,
You gotta have like a 5A, a 5B, a 5 like you.
That's why
It's a
I
lot.
really have to say. That's why I always say. So who you take? Because if you put somebody else in, then you got to say, okay, who you moving out?
Yeah, you got to move somebody else. So
Because like everybody can't fit in. You know what I'm saying? Like everybody can't go. That's what they say. Everybody can't go. So like, like if top 5, this is not. I can't do an order. I can't do an order right now. But I would definitely say Jokic.
1.
I would definitely say Giannis.
2.
Shea Gildress.
5.
And he's on the bubble. I'll be honest. Like he's on the
5. Like I said, 5.
Anthony Edwards. I got Anthony Edwards over Shea Gildress because of like Anthony's dealing with the injuries from Cat and he's still leading that team because they supposed to be went down here. They still winning games.
Man.
And did I say Jason Tatum? If I
Not
did
yet,
Jason
no.
Tatum, I gotta say Jason Tatum. They're the best team in the league. He's the best player on the best team. Like you have to give recognition to say at least top 5 best.
He's got the numbers to back that up too, though.
He still got some show and prove though. He still got some show and prove. He got
what show and prove he got to do though? And I don't even like the Celtics. I mean,
when it really matters, bro. When it really matters.
Well, I mean, he got to
they
the
definitely
finals.
coming out the East. What y'all talking
Yeah,
about?
I mean, he has every opportunity.
Yeah.
Hey, Bucks and
They're better than the Bucks. They're better than the Bucks.
They're better than the Bucks.
I was on record
we'll
saying
get that on
that.
next episode.
And this is from a Lakers fan.
Hey, tell you what,
Yeah.
fellas. We're gonna get that on next episode. Listen, guys, we didn't talk about the top 15 players. I'm sorry to cut y'all short, man. But hey, if you want to hear this great content, you want to hear exactly who's coming out of the West, who's coming out of the East, listen to the next episode. But hey, we appreciate you guys. Thank you for coming to watch Narrative Podcast.